Greetings from Powisset Farm. You're watching DSC TV.
Hello, I'm here with Todd Dimmick to discuss an event coming up this month right down here at Powisset Farm. So why don't you talk a little bit about what this event is?
Good morning, Dan. How are you doing? This is a Powisset Farm photo competition, and it's really intended to be another way that people can be involved with the farm. It's maybe not intuitive because people might be thinking vegetables, or they might be thinking flowers, they might be thinking pigs or goats or chickens or whatever. But the trustees, which owns Powisset Farm, and the farm in general, they're always looking for different ways that people can get involved, and people with different interests. And the fact is, photography really charges up a lot of people. And this was the thought that of coming up with an event that could bring in people maybe of some different interests, different ages. The fact is, actually, this year there are kids as young as 11 entering the show, and there are others who are significantly older than that. And it's just an opportunity to kind of look at the farm through a different eye than evaluating that zucchini.
And I mean, in general, I guess as maybe now is a good time to talk about what the farm is and how it's open to the public and all that aspects that people how everywhere that people can go to take these photos. Mm-hmm. You know.
Powisset Farm is part of the Trustees of Reservations, and it's one of several active community-supported agricultural organizations within the trustees, and there are I think 400 families who are shareholders here, and they come here. The way it works is, the beginning of the season, you write a check to the farm. It all goes into a kitty that supports the farm operation, and then you are a shareholder, and you come back every week and collect whatever is on offer. And if the season is terrific, you have a bounty. If it's not terrific, you don't get quite as much of a bounty, but you are part of an operating farm. And for families, it's not a lot of fun. They come in and they're part of they can go out in the fields and pick cherry tomatoes, pick strawberries, see the piglets growing. It's a community in a way that getting produce elsewhere is not.
Yeah, no, I think community is a big part of Powisset Farm. And speaking of the community, let's talk a little bit about how you gotten involved with the farm.
I've been a shareholder here for I want to say 6 years, and I've been involved with a lot of the volunteer things here. I'm not a staff member, so I try to get involved with events like this. I've helped organize some of our barn dinners, where you have to imagine one long table down the barn where you've got 60, 70, 80 people all around a meal. That's pretty awesome. It's great to see on a sunset in the summer. And I do workshops on muffins and on bread, and and we have a few new plans in the works. One of them is the Powisset Cafe, which is scheduled to open for a trial run this fall, and it'll be an opportunity for people walking in Nuannet or biking nearby to come in and have soup, salad, some coffee, kind of another way to invite people in to see this terrific place.
Yeah, well, I mean, the farm is beautiful and has a lot of interesting things to look at here. So I imagine there's a wide variety of different photos that people have presented, correct?
Absolutely. And what's always fun, the term perspective comes up a lot, because you might come into the farm and see certain things that look interesting that might be different from what I look at. And we don't really communicate that until you come to an event like this, where you see these absolutely awesome photographs of like piglets, or that some people might never even know were there. Or the next one is of there's a terrific image in this year's show of the silo of the barn, and somebody had a really nice lens and got a close-up. Well, other than looking in the distance over there, you wouldn't even know that it was. You wouldn't even have a sense of what it really looked like. But now you can, because it's right there on the wall. Images from the middle of the winter in the woods, in one of the ski trails. That's something that a lot of people who are here to pick up their vegetables in the summertime might never see.
Yeah, I can imagine so. So in terms of what these photos encompass, is it just photos taken on the farm property?
Yes, thanks for asking that. The rule of the show, or one of the rules, I should say, is that everything, all the images have to be taken right here, on the property, and that doesn't necessarily mean in the agricultural active area. It could be the property itself is multiple acres going way back into meadows and woods, and this year some people have ventured out beyond the fields and been taking pictures on the trails and out in the forest, which is great.
And so, I guess one question is you have daytime and nighttime photos of the barn. Do you also have all seasons represented?
Yes, that's always the challenge, and I'm hoping that as we get more people coming in, that we'll start to get different seasons. We have a few winter and fall this year, but most of them tend to be during the growing season, which is what you would expect.
Yeah, I think that this is probably the most popular time for many of the people to come by when their shares are able to be collected, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
So it is a competition, correct? And there's a prize to a certain extent?
It is a competition. It's for people who come in, and anybody's invited to come in and vote for their favorite images. It's a blind competition in that when you on the ballot you're voting by number, so you're not voting for a particular person. Just try to move one step away, and we have been talking about, if there's interest, turning the winning images into a calendar for that would be a fundraiser for the farm, and it's we'll have to see if we get there. I think we've got just about enough numbers. We have to see what the interest is, but we're kind of thinking about new things we can do with this kind of medium.
Yeah. So how many entrants do you have roughly right now?
Right now we're looking at about 25 entrants.
Okay. And as you mentioned, these are all ages, so we're just taking pictures throughout the year, correct?
Yes, absolutely right. And it is the point of the show, and just to expand on where we were going before, is really all about perspective, because people see this place, any place where we live, we all look through a different lens, pun intended, I suppose, and that means that going to one of these shows is a chance to kind of look at things through somebody else's eyes. And for example, I have two pictures here that are of the same place, the barn that's in our background here. And this one was taken during the day, and this one was taken. This one was taken during one of the barn dinners that I mentioned, and that's to give you a sense. Same location, very different perspective, very different feeling, and that's part of the fun of an event like this, is really a chance to look at things through somebody else's eyes. It's kind of magic. Right?
Yeah. Do you want to elaborate a little bit more on some of the other events that are offered at the farm?
There are workshops going on all the time. Terrific point, because there are people here with lots of different skills. There are concerts that happen. There are all kinds of family activities. The workshops. The intuitive thing that you would expect. There are all kinds of workshops oriented around how to use your CSA share. How to cook with veggies. How to bake bread, obviously, fun things like that. So there's any given week you're going to find several things going on.
Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to add about the competition or about Powisset Farm in general?
Well, what I would certainly say is this is a chance to come in and see what the farm is all about, and keep using that word perspective. So if you've never been here, you're absolutely invited, and it's a great way to come in during one of the days that the farm stand is open to see what the barn looks like, see what the farm looks like, see some different images, and see what's part of the community.
Okay, and do you happen to know sort of the hours of operation that this is open, as well as where people could go for additional information?
Yes, go to thetrustees.org is the main website, and drill down to Powisset. And the farm stand is open on Saturdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and that's when the barn is wide open, when there are people coming in and out, and generally you'll get a sense of what it's all about.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.